And we welcome you to the Michigan International Speedway. This is a demanding course for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, where you must rely on a great performance from your driver. No rough, no water, no sand. But if you drive out of bounds here, there is no mulligan.
Hard as you can, baby. I know it's tough out there.
Ducking, diving, incredible racing. Junior, look at that smile. James Gordon to the lead in Indianapolis. Here comes the road course king. Stewart's gonna win.
UPS set to deliver at Darlington. He got him on his feet. Get away.
Jeff Gordon brings the car back into turn 3 looking for the checkered flag. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which that is out.
Welcome to Michigan International Speedway, located in the Irish Hills of Michigan, under the shadows of the big three Detroit American automakers. Chevrolet and Ford are not very far from this 2-mile facility. The Chicago Bears are not very far from this facility. Even the new World Series with toting Chicago Cubs are not very far from this facility either. It's going to be a battle of the big three manufacturers on a super fast 2-mile racetrack located in Michigan. We like to note that the weather is probably the best thing we've seen all weekend. Compared to Friday and Saturday, where it was rainy, where it was overcast, today, mid-80s, no breeze, no clouds. Barely a breeze. No clouds in close to about 135 here locally. No clouds in the area right now. This is basically perfect racing weather. And with 3 races left in the chase, there is very little margin for error. Many people are going to look at this as the race so that they can get a spot in the chase and possibly secure a berth in Bristol, or maybe even so they can avoid Bristol Saturday night and the throwback weekend at Darlington. Gotta get through the fast 2-mile racetrack at Michigan, but without further ado, let's get the starting grid. Row 1, we have the Jimmy John's Chevrolet and the Furniture Row Chevrolet. Row 2 finds the Interstate Batteries Toyota and the FedEx Toyota. Row 3 finds the Code 3 Associates Chevrolet and the Lowe's Chevrolet. Row 4 will find the White Deuce Ford and the Aris Internet Surfboard Toyota. Row 5 is where has the American Apple Ford. And the Motorcraft Ford. Row 6 is the Hassan Nation Ford, Hunter Zoni, the Pocono winner, and Zach Speeds, bringing the same car he won last year's event here with. Oh God. Row 7 finds the Great Clips Chevrolet and the Pennzoil Ford. Row 8 finds the Nationwide Insurance Chevrolet and the Kelly Blue Book Chevrolet. Row 9 finds Target Chevrolet and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Row 10 finds the Caterpillar Chevrolet and the Menards Chevrolet. While we go through the rest of the field, let's talk with last week's winner, Caleb Hoffman. Hey, it's Caleb. Hey, Caleb. Benny Parsons, TNT booth. You got us? Sure do, BP. What's up? After a big confidence boost from rather lackluster early to mid-summer, what's your confidence going into this race? Since 3 of the 4 Gibbs cars qualified at the top 12, the Toyotas seem to be fast, but I'm not sure if you can stop the power of the Chevys. I mean, and with the new tire that Goodyear brought, it's just going to be another unknown. So the start's going to be pretty interesting. I think our area's Toyota, our goal is to get to the front and probably go back to back and get another win for Gibbs. Alright, good luck out there, Caleb. Yeah, you too. Caleb Hoffman going to roll off 8. Before we get going here this afternoon, let's take a look at the 9 onboards. Jonathan Wishart has the Interstate Batteries on board. Eric Gamer has the Denver Mattress on board. Jonathan Morrison has the Sunoco Green E15 on board. Jacob Tube has the Kelly Blue Book on board. Dylan Murway has the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast on board. KFC Cup Series has the Coca-Cola on board. KFC Cup Series, one of the drivers looking to clinch a spot in the chase, and he's hoping to do that between now and Richmond, now in California. New driver in the 2, Robert Smith, with the Miller Lite on board. Remember, Jackson Hunter has gone to the 15 this weekend indefinitely, moving Basinger to the 56 and putting Jessica Shelton in the 55. That's some other important news. So 15 laps just like last year. 34 cars. Track is going to be super slick. Going into 1. Going to be an interesting start. Pace car makes the right-hand dive to pit road in front of a sellout crowd here at Michigan, and we are green on TNT. Eric Gamer is able to use the outside lane to his advantage. The outside lane seems to be is a lot more rippier than the inside. His Dylan Murway is just able to squeeze up in front of the 18. The 18 crosses to the bottom. However, Eric Gamer in the 78 is going to lead lap number 1. Afternoon, and they are side by side, going down into 1. I guarantee you're going to be seeing a lot of fast speeds. He's going down in the 208 mile an hour range. So a lot of drivers are going to be talking about tires, how to conserve them, when to know when you're getting too much wear, and when to know when you're pressuring a little too hard. You're pushing a little too hard in the corners. This weather has been a pretty stark contrast to what we've seen in these past few weeks. You're on board with the leader. One thing you'll notice, even though this is a similar track to California in its size, in speed, in its size and shape, but the corners, you can't really handle them like Auto Club. Auto Club's Speedway, California's got flatter banking in the corners, so you can run multiple grooves, you can run 4 and 5 wide. Here it's not really going to be, you can do that, but you got to be really careful about where you run, because the apron just isn't a good place to be. As you see last year when Sakaski drove to 48, down on the apron in the June race on an early restart, gets loose, spins, rips the nose from the car. In fact, that was why Blake Dillon wrapped in the final practice session, because he was trying to make the transition to the apron, spun, clipped the grass, on 4, clipped the grass, big time damage to his car. Typically at Michigan, you're going to see a lot of single file racing, not a whole lot of passing going on. Well, if you're front 3, it gets a little hectic towards the back, towards this group, between the 4, the 14, 2, and 48. 4 is able to clear the 2. Looks like the 14 is going to try to go with him. Eric Gamer out front early on in NASCAR Ihop Cup Series coverage from Michigan, presented by Pepsi. Wow, look at Jacob Tube rim riding around, getting 4 spots just about. Got into his teammate out of 4, nearly got Derek Lewis as well. Look at this replay. Wild, we are in the battle for the lead. 25 tries to go high. 24 lets him know he's there. Moves low. This is going through the corner. Almost 4 wide. The 88 trying to give him room. Drives down, hits the 42. So far, we're all green. Oh, I got wet ass farts. On this beautiful early August afternoon. Meanwhile, the 11 getting contested from his teammate. Try to take second away. Looks like he does. And could there be a tie rub on the 88? No. Apollo Moon got on the radio after that moment with the 24 and said, "I had to move low and move low to give him room, otherwise I would have put us both in the wall." Well, there was a team order given by Rick Hendrick this morning, before the race and every day race morning from now till Atlanta, that says if a teammate's nearby and he's got more speed and you try to come up, they have the right of way. Give them as much room as possible on the racetrack, but if it's down to it, please don't try to wreck each other. He did get on. Apollo did try to get on the rail. Tell his crew chief Frank. Try to ask his spotter TJ Majors if there is any rubbing going on. He didn't really see anything, but as we all know, these speeds of these drivers turn, tires can just rupture in an instant. From where I was standing, it didn't really look that significant when the 88 came down. I think it was just reaction because he was trying to avoid hitting the 42 and possibly causing a wreck to put the 24 in the garage. Bit of through-wide racing there. Look at that, mostly single file. Everyone just separated within an inch of each other, and round goes the 88. Round goes the 88, 3 and 4. Going down in a 1. Caution flag is out. 5 laps in. Stay in it. Get the spin to the bottom. Hold it to the bottom. Hold what you got, buddy. Hold what you got. So I'm guessing that tire rub was severe. Right down the track. How did he not hit any? How did anyone not hit him? First yellow is out. He's down the bottom. Yeah, that's a pretty big rupture right there. He was definitely trying to get out of the groove. It looked to me he was out of the groove. Then just the left tire just exploded. It just exploded, TJ. I had no idea what happened. Greg, I had no idea what happened. It's just exploded. The fender is gone. The crush panel is destroyed. Basically, the entire A-pillar is gone. Okay, you see him just. We talked about this in the pre-race. The speeds these drivers turn, getting close to 209 miles an hour. That was actually the pole speed Friday. These speeds these drivers turn, starting to wear tires out. Right, they got to learn how to conserve rubber, change lines, conserve rubber, especially in the corners. That obviously could have been prevented right there. I think the 24 could have been a little bit more aggressive a little less aggressive. But at the same time, if he gets aggressive, he loses more spots. He would lose more spots in that situation. So, 5 laps into today's Pure Michigan 400. It did initially look like we were going to set a pretty blistering pace. We were about to complete lap 6 and the lap clock will be frozen. Wow. Definitely a rough go for the 88 this year in the Ihop Cup Series at Michigan. The June race had gotten that late race wreck. Gotten that last lap wreck with a 3 car, Jonathan Morrison. Flashback to June. He was back there after a late restart, then 3 hit him on the last lap, turned him into the wall, and then the He would later apologize to Nate to Paul Moon in the garage. Hey, is pretty cursed when it comes to racing this track this year. High hopes going into this race. They're going to take the car to the garage. This we actually had a very quick pace going. Going until now for that caution. Pulling into the garage, you're watching NASCAR on TNT. Back here at the Pure Michigan 400, not a lot. Rather uneventful day actually. Eric Gamers dominated the first 5 laps of this event. Led every single one of them. But on this restart, he's going to restart towards the middle of the field because of this. During the pit stops, he was coming out right as the 21 came in into his. They made significant contact. Gasses it. Almost causes it was just the stack up behind him. That's unusual. Now, these are the cars coming in his out of the stall with the 78. 78 comes out. 21 comes in. Doink. 21 loses some pretty precious time. And the field behind him, as the 78 was trying to come to a stop, he loops it around, actually does a little bit of a burnout. Oh, this is interesting. 43 stops, 31 stops, 25 stops, 17 does not. So we're going to go under an extended caution period here. We do want to inform you that Paul Moon is currently in the garage right now and is standing by with Marty Snyder. Apollo, man, you had a pretty good car. Just looked like you were going to be fast today and contend. What happened? I think the 24 is just getting a little too much too early, which probably is more of a bigger mistake on his part, because I saw 25 just kind of out of my mirror. 25 come up, try to block him on the outside, and he came by him thinking, if I come up, he's going to hit me. So the car just drifted up. I didn't want to put him on the wall, so I drifted right, got to the 42, and probably about a lap later, it just wouldn't last very long, and round I went. Really hate it for the Nationwide guys. Really hope to get a win for Chevrolet in their backyard. Alright, but oh well, on to Bristol. Definitely an exciting track for the Ender camp. Yes, his member Hunter Miller did win that race, the Bristol race in the spring, and that's our next stop. Also, take a look at your race to the chase coming up. We got Bristol Saturday night short track race. That's going to be a sellout. And the Darlington throwback race. Then the chase race at California to decide who will get to compete for the championship. Then you got the chase with Loudon, Thunderhill Raceway Park. We know Thunderhill is going to be pretty fun. Final road course race of the season. The only road course race in the chase. Then Texas Saturday night. That Saturday night or Saturday evening. Then Talladega, the biggest racetrack to open up the round of 12. Bowman Gray, that's going to be a fan favorite. My Madhouse, I like it. All these races can be seen on the NBC, TNT family of networks. Make sure to check your local listings for TNT. So while the field doubles up for the restart, take a look at some interesting pit strategy. You buy the one of Grayson Alcevdo to stay out. Actually, we have a bunch of cars staying out. The 22, and the 42, and 24. All plan to stay out. Some of the most fastest cars in the field right now, are going to start towards the back, towards the middle, which is going to be one interesting restart. After that pit road fracas got sorted out. The first car that took 4 tires in the mess was Peyton Beasley. He will restart 5th. There are 6 cars right now that did not pit. We'll see how they fare on this restart. Oh wow, one really jacked him up this time. Really just smoked him. Was able to bottle him up. They're 4 wide going into turn 1. How is this gonna work? Jackson Hunter, the new ride from Michael Waltrip Racing, in the scramble, is gonna probably back that entire lane up. Oh yeah, expect some cars to make some pretty rash moves. Got drivers that just aren't used to being up front. Look at that. 4 wide and around goes the 15 of Jackson Hunter. The 6 of Peyton Beasley also around on the backstretch. Caution. Oh, the 31. One gets loose under the 24. Overcorrects it. Oh, don't overcorrect. Don't overcorrect. Don't overcorrect. Caution, caution, caution. Caution. Gonna come up, gonna come up, gonna come up, gonna come up. Alright, bud. Gonna come up, gonna come up. Oh my god. Big contact. Wow. That right there could have been prevented, as we're under our 2nd yellow flag of the afternoon. '17 is behind the wall. For wreck. Oh my god. Oh my, wow. Look at that. The red. Look at that. Hot Wheels 44 is okay after a vicious wreck. Coming out of turn number 2. The 6 just got aerodynamically tight, and they just knew 4, 5 wide racing in the corners just doesn't work. And I mean, look at that. Just the damage on the 31 and all the debris, the pieces that are going to have to be picked up here. Just wow. Well then, track crew are on the scene. We are under a... Oh, that's some good news right there. Mason Powers going over to check on... Hot Wheels 44 going over to check on Mason Powers. Probably suffered one of the bigger blows of the accident. Mason Powers is currently, he does have the window nut down. Arca brakes. It's because the one spun the tire and bottlenecked them all up. That created such a horrible wreck. See the wrecker coming through. Now, Darnell Matthew, I'm sorry, Jackson Hunter in the 15, Peyton Beasley in the 6, they spun. I think the 31 just tried missing him. And then, right up 31 spun, everyone scattered. Boom! Oh my goodness. 43 didn't get the message, looked like. I don't like the looks of that on the 43. Just don't like the looks of that at all. See Jessica Shelton in the 55. How about Robert Smith in his first start in the 2 car? He's been running good actually all race long. If it comes down to it, and just maybe a late restart or something, we could very well see the first time, see some history. First winner, first start, first win, high tier team. Could be a pretty cool sight. Just once we get this wreck cleared. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Be back in a moment. Other drivers, see Paul News, he came out of the pits. One of the drivers from the first accident. The race is stopped on the front stretch with Zoex Moon currently leading. Cars are stopped on the on the front stretch right now. This is like the longest race ever. At least right now. Let's see if we can dial up Caleb Hoffman again. Hey, it's Caleb Hoffman. Hey, Wally, Benny Parsons, it's Caleb Hoffman, TNT booth. You got us? Yeah, Tim. Yeah, buddy, 10-4. That's a crazy restart. How'd you get through that unscathed? Crazy restart, everyone 4 or 5 wide in the one spin in his tires. How did you get through that wreck unscathed? I just got through. I was actually ahead of the end. Wasn't really near the incident, but I just saw him spinning. 15.6. Oh, standard spin on 31. I think just slid, overcorrected. Which at a track like this, you are correcting in traffic, there's a 99% chance you will get hit. And it's probably not going to end well. Hope the guys back there are okay, and never want to see a wreck like that. Especially at high-speed tracks like this. He basically hit him at about 165 miles an hour. That is a wicked impact. There's the 31. Okay, good talking to you, Caleb. Yeah, thanks, boss. See the 31. Wow, or what's left of the front of the 31. The front clip is gone. The bumper broke on impact. Front bumper broke. The radiator is just, the engine's gone. The front of that car is just, this is probably without a doubt one of the hardest wrecks in Ihop Cup Series history at Michigan. What initially turned into a 2-car spin, turned into 4, and 2 more cars piled into each other pretty hard when you think about it. They are still attending 2 Mason Powers in the 43. Oh yeah, he's walking. He may be hurt, but thank the Lord he's walking. Yeah, that's cool to see right there. All the safety features that they have added and implemented to these cars. Hits like that. Safer barriers on the inside. And he was able to, the car was already sliding to a stop. And then just ended up pancaking that right side. Tough break. The red flag guy has been lasting a good 33 minutes. Now what are these drivers going to do? Well, after seeing a wreck like that, they're probably going to come down pit road, hopefully get some tires. For maybe if we have more wrecks, or even worse, maybe a green, white, checkered. Or 2, or remember, we have only up to 3 attempts in a green, white, checkered, so I guarantee you these drivers are going to get pretty antsy on this restart here with 6 laps to go. Derek Lewis, 42, the leader, brings the field down. Well, it's going to brings about 6 cars down for their pit stops. Which means the lead is going to go to Hendrick Motorsports driver Hunter Miller with his teammate Jacob Tube on his outside, which means this restart's going to be pretty interesting. Going to be a good restart. Alright, we'll be back in a moment. So Alex Moon came into the pits first, came out 29th of all the drivers that needed to pit. So this will be one heck of a restart here. In fact, Jackson Hunter actually and Peyton Beasley during that yellow were able to slap some tires on. So how's this turn out? For Hunter Miller. Boy, Morrison really got a pretty good jump. Was able to push the 24 clear to the lead in turn number 1. Look at this big time shove. by the 18. 3 wide. We restarted with 5 to go. It could be a case of who's low on fuel. During that run, some drivers may have, that longer track run that was split up by those 2 cautions. Some drivers were able to save a little bit, but question is, who will it be? Looked like Jacob 2 did get on the radio to his crew chief. Augustin told Jacob 2 this under caution. Hey man, we need you. Hey man, we need a little bit of fuel here, so if we get another caution. I'm not sure, man. How much fuel we got? If we get another caution, we're gonna be good to the end. But I'm not sure about that 18 though. The 18 or maybe the 2 who possibly be spoilers in this. In pressure situations like that, this is where you gotta have one of those calm crew chiefs, ones that just aren't yelling, save fuel, fuel under pressure, and aren't calculated. Who knows? Alan Gustafson's calculated measure to his fuel racing could very well end him in victory lane. Here comes Jonathan Wishart in the 18, followed by Jackson Hunter in the 2. Things are about to get interesting. 4 laps to go. That apron's definitely a good spot to save fuel, because they gotta go to that second bank. The apron, go to that flat part. It is probably one of the best spots in the world to save fuel right now. And every NASCAR, every car driver right now probably wants a piece of that apron. Man, that 18 is closing in on that 24. How about this? Could the 18 try a different line? There he goes. Way downstairs goes the 18. Downstairs, splitting the lap car of his teammate. He's able to box him in. Box him. 18 gives him, 88 gives him room. Don't count Nate Sherman out. He just made him. He's up there in 5th. Don't know about his fuel situation. I think he just dropped a cylinder, guys. That sounded like Robert Smith in the 2. In the 2 car. First start for Team Penske. Definitely not a good way to end his day. And probably the best start of his day. Had the engine start to drop a cylinder late. Drop a cylinder. Definitely a heartbreaker for that team. But up front, it is Wishart 18, Jacob 2 24. Jacob 2 has a win. Wishart wants one. 3 to go. Until that 24 is sucking on the draft to the back bumper of that 18. He might be able to fishtail him here. Down the backstretch. Hunter Miller down on pit road. He is out of fuel. Into turn 3 and 4 coming to the line. There will be 2 laps to go. Listen to the crowd roaring at Michigan. And neither of these drivers are still planning to give up. Wishart, Robert Smith is taking his car to the garage. Hendrick, Gibbs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget Dylan Murway in the 4. He's not afraid to mix things up. Lapped cars of Jessica Shelton, Zox Moon, Brendan Little, and KFC Cup Series stand in the way of these 2 drivers. Who will make the move? Yeah, what else? You see my people put it up. See what I'm talking? Shit now. Down the backstretch, they're boxed in. It's gonna get tight. Into 3. Oh, the 1824 slides up. Whoa. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna get tight. I told you this is gonna get tight. Without the 48, he closed out big time. He's gonna be a factor in this. Despite when it's all said and done. Look at him way downstairs. Could Jacob 2 follow? White flag in the air. Last lap at Michigan. And this is probably one of the best races of the year. Jonathan Morrison also ran out of fuel in turn 4, just in that far. They're going to finish down in the order. Lap traffic is mixed up. These 2 veterans. It's going to get good right here. Look at that. 3 drivers with a shot on it to win. 14-22 are not on the lead lap. Here we go. Got cars everywhere running out of fuels. Lawrence Cup Series out in turn 2. Basinger in the 66 out in turn 2 as well. Cars are out, running out of gas all over the place. They told you. Out of 4, look at this. 3 wide. Three wide coming out of turn 4. They crossed the lap car. Brendan Little, 3 wide, coming down the line. I can't call that one. I cannot call that one. I'm speechless right now. Dude, win it. NASCAR will look at tape to determine who was ahead. We do want to inform you that the 4 is currently out of fuel in turn 4. A lot of cars. There's 4 drivers who ran their tanks too dry. However, Dylan Murray will still come across this line. Two cautions slowed this very blistering quick race. This definitely is a record setter. Top it all off, we had a very close finish. Here's the tape. While NASCAR shuffles through the running order, here's how this thing starts. So they're going into 3. 48's drafting the 24. 48 comes up, tries to run the 18 up high. 5 leaves a lot of room for the 24. 24 comes up, barely gets the advantage. And Jonathan Wishart in a very tight finish. And I mean very tight. Literally 3/1000ths of a second comes across the line just by a bumper over the 24 car of Jacob Tube in second. Nate Sherman will end up third. Actually, the 24 and the 48 did cross the line at the same exact time. Here it is again. Wishart is your confirmed winner of the Pure Michigan 400. Oh, watch 20. Jacob Tube got the bumper by that much. A lot of drivers running out of fuel late in going. Some drivers pitting for tires. They just didn't take in fuel in the account for fuel. And I mean, some of the names that you're going to see in this top 10 are pretty unorthodox. Right now, the top 10: Jonathan Wishart, Jacob Tube, Nate Sherman, Hunter Rizzoni, Zox Moon, Zach Speed, Caleb Hoffman, Sports Center Cup Series, Grayson Acevedo, and Blake Dillon in the 10 car. That's right, Danica Patrick's car is going to end up in 10th. Definitely a bizarre late half of this race. Fuel playing a big factor. Wrecking early, and then dead sprint to the finish. Couple quick cautions, and then dead sprint to the finish. Jonathan Wishart doing burnouts to celebrate his first win of the season. Yeah, boys! Hell yeah! Yeah, man! Burn it down! Yeah! Definitely the 1824 did put on quite a bit of a show, but however, when I saw him get boxed in, I thought it was going to be over for them. Well, final results did change. Zogsmoon was one of the lapped cars. She will finish relatively down the running order. So, final results. Congratulations to Jonathan Wishart, aka Ubi Skymo, for his first win of the season today at Michigan. Jacob Tube is going to finish second. Nate Sherman third. Hunter Rizzoni fourth. Zach Speed fifth. Caleb Hoffman will end up sixth. Sports Center Cup Series will end up 7th. Grayson Acevedo 8th. Blake Dillon 9th. Eric Gammer 10th. Chris Washer will end up 11th. Great run for that 17. Tommy Baldwin out of JR Motorsports. Yeah, Dylan Murray finishing 12th after running out of fuel in the final few hundred feet. Or in the final two corners. Then you got Xavier Cindrez got a decent run for the 21 bunch. Noah Spalding, despite getting in that pit road jam up early in the race, he ends up finishing 14th. You got Darnell Matthew 15th. Kamikaze Games 16th. Derek Lewis 17th. Matthew Powell 18th. M&M's Cup Series, or Coco Garcia 19th. And Jessica Shelton 20th in her first start in the 55. Jonathan Morrison 21st. Alex Wheeler 22nd. Hunter Miller 23rd. Peyton Beasley 24th. Brendan Little 25th. KFC Cup Series 26th. Zox Moon ends up 27th in the running order. In a race that's in probably the quickest race in NASCAR Ihop Cup Series history. Then you got Menards Cup Series 28th. Jessica Shelton 29th. I'm sorry, Jake Basinger 29th. Remember, these two cars ran out of fuel on the last lap. They are scored 28th and 29th respectively. Robert Smith had to pit late for cylinder issues. Finished 30th. Paula Moon tire blew out, causing the first caution. Ended up 30th. Well, 31st right now. Robert Smith pit late because of the cylinder issues. Ends up 30th. So Paula Moon will end up 31st. So the 3 drivers that failed to finish. Obviously, the 2 involved in that scary mid-race wreck. And then Alvin Alonso in the 17 car, who got into that pit road incident with when he ran into the back of the 25 car. Didn't really cause a lot of damage, surprisingly. So, congratulations to Jonathan Wishart. Reminder that Saturday night is short track racing under the lights at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Mad Coliseum. 3 races left before the chase. Things are going to heat up. It was a hot one today in Michigan. Fast speeds, a lot of pit stops. Also, one pretty scary wreck. All drivers are okay. We had a little bit of a show for the fans at the end. Congrats to Jonathan Wishart, the 18. You can see you Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT for the coverage of the Sharpie 500.